Guys, today in just a 3-minute knife maintenance video, we're going to talk about knife maintenance. But more importantly, do you need to disassemble your knives? We all know that knife guys, we love having our tools and we like to fidget with things. Some of us even buy these expensive custom bit drivers. I bought this years ago. And they are all nice things to have, and it definitely can be beneficial from time to time to take a knife apart to clean it. There's even YouTube channels that have made their name by doing things like that, most notably Nick Shabazz. Like if I have a question about how to disassemble a knife, Nick is the guy I'm going to go to. But the fact is, I'm about to say something that might be along the lines of an unpopular opinion. You don't need to take your knives apart all the time to clean them and maintenance them. Most of your bearing run knives are going to have enough of a gap in there that you can take this knife, run it under some hot tap water, put it in a basin with some hot soapy water and get the majority of the loose gunk and nastiness out of there, and then just simply reapply your lubricant. And like I said, I definitely agree that KPL is about the best lubricant you can get for a knife. But you can absolutely maintenance your knife simply by taking this and allowing the capillary action and that little drop right there, and watch it soak through and down into the bearing race. That capillary action is going to draw that down in there. And then after a few movements, you're going to have good lubricant on there. And you don't even have to take the knife apart to put lubricant on your detent ball. That's the nice thing about these pin oilers. You can absolutely get down in there and do that. Just put a little drop on there and you've re-lubricated that knife. Nice thing about the KPL, I do say, it does absolutely keep the grit in suspension, like they say. But there's a lot of companies that don't even offer an option. You know, I have all these tools, but some of the old Microtechs have proprietary hardware. You can't take this knife apart unless you're willing to pay the price to buy the hardware, which I'm going to tell you, or the tools for the hardware, which I'm going to tell you is expensive. I think the tool set for this knife by itself was about $80. Then you have some knives, I mean, slip joint knives. No one ever takes a slip joint knife apart. You really shouldn't. You don't need to. They don't need to be disassembled. And there are companies that make knives like this. Pinned construction, it has been dropped and stepped on once. Spyderco police model. You cannot take this apart. This is a pinned construction and it's press fit and it will not come apart. So do you need all of these tools? Well, they are good from time to time to take apart knives that you carry a lot because they can get increasingly dirty. But like I said, do you always have to do it? No. I think I've taken this knife apart 3 times. And if you were to look, there is a large gap in there. You can see the bearings down in there, and you can actually, if you look close enough, see the individual bearings right there. And you can wash this out, clean it up, and you don't need to do anything. If you really have questions about it, you can just spray some safe solvent in there, like maybe some WD-40, then wash it out, use the WD-40 to clean out the gunk that's in there, then reapply your lubricant from above and allow that capillary action to draw it down in. You can also simply take a Q-tip in areas that you can't reach and get down in there and clean out anything that you think is down in that knife. Now, this one is pretty dirty. It gets carried a lot. But there are ways around these taking a knife apart things. And the fact is, a lot of times, people will disassemble knives and not have a good knowledge of the construction. And sometimes knives have different size screws, and you can get screws in the wrong place. You can get things screwed up. You can forget pieces and cause damage to your knife because you forgot to install a piece like a bearing or a bearing washer that goes in between the titanium and the bearings. So I don't recommend for a lot of people to take apart their knives. You can use an ultrasonic cleaner and a lot of other ways, and you don't necessarily have to maintenance your knives in the most, you know, taking them completely apart in the most intrusive way. So there you go, guys. That's my take on it. I will see you guys in the next video.